Hi everyone, welcome to We Belong Education video series. My name is Saurubh Malviya and I'm the founder of We Belong Education. Today I want to talk to you on a topic which is very close to my heart and something which I'm working on myself, and that is the topic on self-regulation. See, as a part of my consultancy, I get to travel across Australia and talk to several coordinators and directors working with children and of course staff members in those services. And this topic on self-regulation keeps coming back up. It's a topic which everybody seems to have a perspective on. So I just wanted to share my perspective on this. What I've been realizing that I think the self-regulation is quite difficult to master. And I think why that is difficult to master is because we don't necessarily understand ourselves. How can you regulate something that you don't understand? For example, as you and I are changing every day, we're learning new things about ourselves every day. If you inquire or if you ask yourself the right questions, you will learn new things about yourself. And since we all are ever changing, some things are quite obvious to us about ourselves and some things are not obvious to us. So if certain things are not obvious to me, how can I manage those things? How can I regulate those things? So I've been doing this exercise for myself, that I ask myself these questions, and I've been doing this since the month of February. I'm learning so much about myself, and thereby I'm regulating it. I'm not anywhere close to mastering these personality traits, but I'm trying, and hopefully I'll get there. So talking about a particular example, let's say, when I go to services, I see two different types of staff members, and I'll make the distinction quite clear with this example. Let's say a child says something disrespectful to both of these staff members. One of the staff members get offended by it, whereas the other staff member does not get offended by it. So let's say if someone says, if a child says to a staff member, "Go away, I don't like you, I hate you," or something that big word, one type of staff members might get triggered by this statement, and when they get triggered, they feel justified to take an action, and that action could be, "I'm going to call your mother," or "I'm going to call your dad," or "Why did you say that?" or "Respect your elders," or something in lines of that. Whereas the other staff member who did not get triggered takes a different type of action, says, "Honey, are you okay? Can I help you?" So see, what I mean by in case A, that is this first type of staff members who get triggered, I'm thinking, I don't think that we need to focus so much on self-regulation. Rather, we need to look into self-realization. That is, why do we even get triggered by these statements? See, if we don't get triggered by these statements, we won't have to regulate ourselves. If we actually go back and look at our past and see and inquire and find out why certain things happen to me, and I get angry or disappointed or upset when those things happen to me, whereas the staff member next to me does not get offended by those small things, which to you occur a big thing, but to the other staff members may occur small things. So I often wonder, should we worry about self-regulation or should we look into self-realization? And I think that's what Maslow was talking about in his hierarchy of needs. Self-realization or self-actualization was at the top of Maslow's, or is at the top of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So I wonder if we should look into, hang on, I'm getting angry and I'm going to manage that anger, but what if I did not get angry in the first place? What if I was okay with this and thereby I don't have to manage my anger? And if we can master that, then we can talk to the children in our care, and then perhaps when they're upset, we can go and not just say, "Don't get upset," or "Forget about it," or "Ignore that." Perhaps we can have an authentic conversation with them and say, "Let's talk more about what triggered your emotions." But I think we can only do that when you and I ourselves as staff members can look into ourselves and realize those personality traits or those emotions, or go to the past and be critical about that and get complete with the past, so that we can actually deal with the situations around us powerfully and peacefully. So it sounds like a lot of work, right? Like, I mean, it is a lot of work, to be honest. But so why would you do that? Why would you do all that work just so that you can have a job? I don't think that it's that simple. I think you will do that if you love someone, or if you value someone, or if you love something or value something. See, if you value that thing, if you value your work, or if you love your work, or if you love that child or value that child's emotion, I think that you will look into yourself critically, go back to your past, get complete with it, and actually work on realizing yourself first. That why in the first place I even get triggered, why do I even get angry? And when you do that, then self-regulation becomes a much easier step to follow. So I've been doing it. In the month of February or March, I realized something about myself, and I went, hang on, I do that. Yeah, I've been doing it for a while. I've been doing it for my whole life. Let me just start regulating it. And I'm not saying that I'm anywhere close to I was in February, but I'm working on it. It's taking some time, but I can see small baby steps progress. And that has helped me in my consultancy when I'm working with staff members and really understanding what they're going through, and then perhaps give them some recommendation. So I think here's the point. Here's my takeaways from the video. Number one, I don't think that self-regulation is easy. And that's not easy because we are ever-changing human beings. So something which is triggering our emotions today may not trigger our emotions tomorrow. So we are always changing. So that's number one. Number two is instead of actually focusing on regulate the anger, manage the anger, regulate the behavior, manage the behavior, I think we need to look at the function of why are we getting angry, or why is that child getting angry, or why is that child even doing those things. And number three is, before we go to the children and try to manage their behavior, I think we need to take a step back and look at ourselves and go, why do I act in a certain way? And number four is, you will do that if you love someone, or if you value someone, or if you love something, or if you value something. I think that you and I both can be critical of ourselves. Perhaps ask your friends to be critical and tell you honestly things which doesn't work, so that you can go back and try to look into it. And I know it's a long process. But it's a process worthy of your time. And thereby you're gonna help the staff members around you, and perhaps also the children, and in that way you will have more authentic conversations with the people in your lives. I think that this video is helpful. It's a shorter one than the previous one. Self-regulation is difficult because it's difficult to identify ourselves and see why we get upset that easily. I love you all, and I value your time, and I hope that this video assists you in moving forward. Thank you very much. Please give me your feedback on this video, and I look forward to hearing more from you. Perhaps tell me an area of your workforce you would like me to comment on next time. But till then, have a good day and look after yourself. Thank you. Goodbye.